Very excited about coming to the event tonight, induction ceremony. I heard a lot of good things, some surprises waiting for me inside, some videos and all those kind of things. So excited. Got my family here. I wanted to thank Storm Volleyball for sponsoring me and my family tonight. And just thank the town of Aurora for having me part of this event and inducting me into the Hall of Fame. It's quite the honor. Oh, thank you.
Aurora resident since 2001, Mark Heese was born on August 15, 1969 in Toronto. Mark and his wife, Janet Law, met while they were at university, and they were married in 1998 and have 4 children.
Grew up out in Montreal actually with his parents, and his parents separated when he was about 7, and when he went into grade 9, he decided that he wanted to live with his dad, have a chance with living with his dad. And so he moved into a home in the Beaches. And to this day, he has a great relationship with his mom. He loves his mom dearly. His mom's wonderful. I feel Mark's got a little bit of both, a bit of his mom, and that kind, nurturing, kind of gentle soul, and then he's got his competitive spirit that he got from his dad.
Mark's father, Frederick Heese, was an Olympic canoeist and the youngest participant for Canada, ranking 7th in the 1964 Tokyo Summer Olympic Games. Mark watched him train hard, and this inspired Mark to do the same. Fred demonstrated his sportsmanship by exemplifying what it meant to be a committed athlete and work hard to reach a goal. While growing up, Mark always had a dream to become an Olympic athlete. He wasn't a volleyball player, but he participated in many other sports in high school, including soccer, hockey, cross-country running and skiing, baseball, with basketball being his favorite sport. In 1988, at the age of 19, Mark went off to McMaster University intending to play basketball. He tried out for the indoor volleyball as well as the basketball team. But to his disappointment and confusion, he was cut from the basketball hopefuls early on in the tryouts. But he made the indoor volleyball team. He later found out that the indoor volleyball coach had spoken to the basketball coach telling him, "I need this guy on my team." Mark played for the Marauders for 4 years, and by his 4th year, they were ranked 3rd in the country, and he was captain of the team. After Mark graduated, he continued to play club indoor volleyball up until 1995, until qualifying for the Olympics when he turned his focus toward beach volleyball. Mark's interest in beach volleyball began when he lived with his father in the Beaches in Toronto. He was a member of the Balmy Beach Canoe Club, where he spent many hours paddling as a competitive canoeist, but he was distracted by the beach volleyball courts nearby. Between paddling workouts, paddlers would spend time playing volleyball on the beach for fun. Further down the beach were 6 courts, which were essentially the birthplace of beach volleyball in this country. And as he watched the top players play there, Mark's interest in beach volleyball grew. When Mark wasn't paddling, he longed to be on the beach volleyball court with the university students who practiced there. Mark paddled until age 18 and then moved on to volleyball by the age of 19. At 19 years of age, Mark saw 3 of the best players come down to the beach to play volleyball, and he offered to make up the 4th player. At first they said no, but Mark was persistent and tried again the next day, and when they again needed a 4th player, finally he was invited to play, not knowing that that person who was missing from the game was none other than John May, who was held up in meetings creating the first Labatt Pro Beach Tour. John May would later become one of his Olympic coaches. Mark played with them for 2 weeks that summer. The following year, Fred Coops, who had seen Mark play in Waterloo, invited him to join the summer tour. Mark played on the tour from 1989 to 1991. The tour expanded, and Mark eventually moved up into partnerships in 1991. He was 21 years of age when he reached the finals in the national championships. By 1992, he was representing Canada at international tournaments. In 1994, beach volleyball was named as an Olympic sport, so Mark put his career as a high school phys ed teacher on hold to pursue the Olympic dream. John Child and Mark Heese were beach volleyball partners from 1994 to 2005 until John retired.
I met Mark by playing against and competing against Mark for a few years. And finally I got tired of beating Mark all the time, so I thought we would pair up and play together.
Mark has said that John Child taught him much about high performance. During his 16-year beach volleyball career, he's achieved many awards and medals in local, provincial, national, and international beach volleyball events, including 45 top 5 World Tour finishes. Just before the '96 Olympics, Mark won Canada's first Fédération Internationale de Volleyball (FIVB) International World Tour gold medal in Berlin. Mark is a 3-time Olympian participating in the Sydney and Athens Games. At the inaugural beach volleyball event at the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, Mark Heese and John Child brought home a bronze medal for Canada.
One of our biggest achievements certainly was bringing some more attention to beach volleyball in North America and in Canada in particular. After people got to see it all around the country and internationally, they really started to get a better understanding of the merits of the sport and just what it takes to be a beach volleyball athlete, and that we are in fact, Olympic athletes, and that's what the sport is.
Mark is the coach's dream. He's the athlete that every coach wants. He's motivated, he's dedicated, he sets his objectives and his goals, and will do anything to reach those goals.
Mark learned from his peers. He paid attention to their technique, learning from their strengths. Mark was awarded the 2005 Most Inspirational Player Award as voted by his peers while on tour.
He's two completely different people. I mean, the people that watch him play, he's so focused, and the expression on his face is he's calm, he's tough, he's a fierce competitor, he's driven, he's just, he's there, he's in his zone, and he's so tough and calm. And then outside of playing his sport, when, as a wife and a father of 4 children, he's so kind and gentle and patient and very calm and loving, and just two completely different people.
My favorite thing about my dad is that he calls me Maddie Patty.
That he's always so loving, and he always cares about us, and yeah.
My favorite thing about my dad, he teaches me a lot of lessons in life and in volleyball, right? So he kind of just teaches me everything I really know.
He's always supportive of whatever we want to do. He says do whatever you want. He's not just about volleyball.
And with me, he always taught me, even when I'm playing and even when I'm not playing, just the never give up attitude and mentality. Just always have a positive attitude. Really, that's the bottom line.
With the support of his wife and family, his Olympic coaches, John May and Hernan Humana, he enjoyed a 16-year volleyball career as an athlete, and now devotes his time and energy to the sport of volleyball in other ways closer to home. Mark was one of 3 coaches that assisted in gaining Canada's first gold medal at the 2010 FIVB Junior World Championships held in Turkey. He was the beach volleyball analyst for the 2012 Canadian Olympic Trials and the 2012 London Olympic Games with R.J. Broadhead. Mark was the beach volleyball analyst for the 2014 Sherbrooke Games with Vic Rauter and for the 2015 Toronto Pan Am Games for CBC. In addition to being a commentator, speaker, and motivator, he's an active member of the Storm Volleyball organization right here in Aurora as a coach, and has made guest appearances with other teams.
Mark's done some fun things. We used to invite him before he was coaching or involved, and before his kids were involved, we would invite him to come and speak to our athletes, bring his medal with him so that they could see it. He'd sign postcards of himself. And one of the times he was there, he came in and he took on a team by himself, and so he would pass the ball and volley the ball and attack the ball, not aggressively, very nicely with the kids, but he would play 1 versus 6, and the kids thought that was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd just like to say congratulations to Mark. He's had a fantastic career. It was a great experience for me and a great career for me, largely because of you. So I'd like to thank you very much and wish you all the best and congratulations.
We are proud to welcome Olympic athlete Mark Heese as a member of the 2015 class of inductees to the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame.
To induct Mark, may I invite presenting sponsor Bruce Stafford of Storm Volleyball, a member of last year's Hall of Fame class, to the stage first. Now you can cheer. Please welcome our first inductee to the stage, Mark Heese. Can we do that right on that spot over there? Absolutely. Thank you. Sorry, Joe.
Well, I'm shocked because I'm pretty sure I heard my beach volleyball partner John Child compliment me in that video. I'm sure you had to edit out all the other stuff that he said about me. John's like a brother to me, but definitely tough to get a compliment out of that guy. So congrats to the interviewer who managed to do just that. Wonderful video. I'm blown away. Thanks so much for that. I want to recognize some people right off the top here. Mayor Daw, members of council, honored members of the hall, fellow inductees, donors and sponsors, members of Sport Aurora, Ron Heese, by the way, great jacket, Ron, where is it? Beauty. And the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame, guests, and lastly, my amazing wife and great family, Mitchell, Michaela, Marcus, and Maddie. You know, I had no idea. Oh, yeah. I had no idea that the induction committee were such huge fans of the Aurora Men's Monday Night Hockey League. But obviously they've been paying attention to the scoring leaders over the last couple of years. They've noticed that I've snuck into the top 20 in scoring for 2 consecutive seasons. I know, Aurora is such a hockey town. I'm sure that did everything to seal the deal for my place in the hall here. Makes sense. Hockey guys are great here in Aurora. I remember when I first started skating here about 14 years ago, they were a little confused about the whole beach volleyball thing. They looked at me and they said, Mark, let me get this straight. There's men's beach volleyball in the Olympics? I remember watching the women, but the men, are you sure? It's true the women got better television ratings. I have no idea why. Complete mystery. James, maybe you can help us out with that one. Not sure why, but still trying to figure it out. It's funny because when I was on the world tour playing all these tall and lean opponents, they always looked at me, the shorter, stockier guy, and called me the Canadian hockey player. Now that I play hockey with all the guys, they look at me and watch me play, and they say, no, trust me, you're a volleyball player. Still got some work to do on honing my puck skills, apparently. I could go on and on about hockey. It's my favorite sport these days, but I'm actually here to speak about my other favorite sport, beach volleyball. Beach is my passion. It's given me so much. It's taught me so much, and there's been a lot of good things said about me in my career this evening. But I want to come clean and bring up a pretty important moment in my life, in my career, that kind of talks about a time that things weren't going so well. It was back during my first Olympic experience in Atlanta. Leading up to that first game, I was feeling pretty nervous about possibly having a poor performance. And sure enough, our first serve against Spain, a team that we were absolutely expected to beat, I served it right into the bottom of the net. I followed that up with 3 more consecutive errors, a shank out the side, a spike that went long, another spike that went off the block and came back and hit me right in the face. So not a good start. And before I knew it, this dream of playing at the Olympics quickly was becoming my worst nightmare. The game spiraled out of control, and we went on to lose by a very demoralizing score of 15-1. I felt horrible. I felt like I wanted to go home. I felt like I didn't even belong. So things weren't looking so good, but we had this amazing meeting that night. My coaches, my partner, they still showed their support in me. They still showed that they believed in me. And, even though I just blew it that day, a little later on, I had an opportunity to get a dose of family, and they were still rooting me on in my corner. And sure enough, over the next 3 days, we literally overnight went from playing our worst volleyball to our best, and we rattled win after win, one after another, even beat the same Spanish team that beat us 15-1. We got our revenge on them and turned the tables and beat them 15-4. And this helped power our way right through the losers bracket all the way to the bronze medal match, where we took down the Portuguese in straight sets and came away from Atlanta with a bronze medal and Canada's first Olympic volleyball medal. Thank you. Coming back the way we did after such a crummy start and performance, it really taught me so much about team. I was on the brink of giving up and on the brink of losing all belief in myself. But the people who didn't stop believing in me were right there when I needed them most. My coach, my partner, my dad, my wife Janet. Their support of me helped turn things around for me, and it helped me understand that when you have something special like I did with my team and something special that I did with my family, this is the most important thing. This is stronger than anything. And this is what this unconditional support, this is what can help you get through all these tough moments and help you find your way to your best moments. And speaking of my father, he was an Olympian himself and very committed to canoe racing. He was a man of few words, but he did teach me quite a bit about work ethic and commitment, not by telling me about it, but by showing me. But once in a while, I got a few gems out of him. And when I told him one day, I came home and I told him, I'm going to give this beach volleyball thing a go. And he said, son, if you're going to play a doubles sport, something he knew a lot about as a paddler, find a partner that's better than you. Find a partner that you can learn from. Find a partner who's going to support you and push you to your max. And boy, did I ever listen to his advice. I found myself an incredible beach volleyball partner. I had to ask him 6 times before he finally buckled and played with me. But, John taught me the true essence of being committed for the win. I had some amazing coaches, John May and Hernan Humania. They absolutely pushed me and challenged me the whole way. I found my wife, who supported me all those years, and I learned so much from and helped me build this amazing family. And finally, I found a great town, Aurora. I can't tell you how much support I've felt over the years, whether it's the local schools, the local papers, friends, family, Timberlane Athletic Club, Storm Volleyball, the general sports community. I was on the road a lot, and I can't tell you how great it felt to have that kind of support behind me, knowing my wife and kids are so happy here in Aurora. So I want to thank you, Aurora. Thanks very much for being there then and for being there still today. I really, really appreciate it. Again, I want to thank Storm Volleyball. I hope to continue my support of the club and all the great work that Bruce has been doing with the sport in this community. So a big thank you to him. A big thank you to the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame and all the people that put this event together. And, I just want to finish by saying that I'm really proud to be a 2015 inductee and truly humbled by the experience. Thank you very much.
Let's make it official. We officially present 2015 inductee Mark Heese. It's ridiculous. Amazing athlete, good-looking guy, humble, beautiful family. Kind of pisses you off a little bit.